Australia. The land of opportunities offers much more to aspiring immigrants than you would imagine. Great lifestyle, career opportunities, work-life balance, affordable quality education, social security and health benefits, incredible sports facilities, and world-class living, just to name a few. Australia has a strong economy and low unemployment rate, and offers salaries that well justify your professional credentials and expectations. Are you a skilled immigrant struggling to find your perfect job in Australia? Have you applied for several jobs and getting very few to no interview calls at all? Have you been interviewed but consistently getting rejection letters and wondering why? Are you a resilient professional who is really serious about investing your time and money in quickly finding your dream job? It doesn't matter whether you're in Australia or overseas, we are here to help you. Based in Melbourne, Career Launch Australia is a professional career mentoring service offered to global skilled immigrants to secure their perfect Australian job in weeks instead of months and getting paid what they deserve, even if they don't have local experience. Immigrant coaching is much more than just career coaching. It involves understanding the mindset and thought process of individual immigrants at an emotional level and professionally helping them with their job search. Empathy and heart-to-heart connection is crucial for immigrant coaching, and you will surely notice it in CLA consultants. Qualified professionals who have already got their Australian PR, work visa, or those who have applied for Australian PR and are likely to get their visa in the near future, proactively start working with CLA and acquire job search breakthrough techniques. This often results in them quickly securing the job they love after they migrate to Australia. CLA's proven success blueprints offers immigrant professionals practical tools and mindset they need to quickly succeed in their new life and career in Australia. CLA has been marketing their clients successfully into their preferred careers since more than 10 years, giving them both competence and confidence to win the high-paying positions they deserve. Our fully customizable mentoring package includes executive resume writing, LinkedIn profile, interview preparation, addressing key selection criteria, salary projection and negotiation, and most importantly, strategic networking techniques and connecting you with industry connections. A study shows that recruiters spend only 6 seconds reviewing an individual resume. Does your resume stand out in 6 seconds? On an average, every corporate job receives around 250 applications. Does your application hit the nail on the head? 89% of recruiters report hiring candidates through LinkedIn. Does your LinkedIn profile attract interest? 92% of employers and recruiters hire or plan to hire candidates through networks or referrals. How many recruiters do you know? 85% of critical jobs are filled via networking of some sort. Do you know how to strategically network with the right people and access the hidden job market? Average Australian full-time salary is $5,000 a month. You're losing this huge amount every month you're jobless for, and you're using your own hard-earned overseas money to survive in Australia. Could you afford to sustain this double loss? Time is ticking, so don't wait any further. Come and have a chat with us to quickly secure your dream job.
Welcome to this live simulcast of Career Launch Australia. My name is Rajiv Bidse. One more feather in the cap, Sudhanshu Srivastava. Sudhanshu secured a job as database administrator in Sydney. He worked in Sydney for a couple of years, and he has just recently moved to Melbourne, just about maybe about a month ago or so, or not even. So Sudhanshu, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you, sir. Thanks for calling me. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. So, guys, just to let you know a little bit more about Sudhanshu, he has got, well, before he came to Australia, he had 8+ years of solid experience with the multinational leaders in core database administration for large clients. Um, he is he is aware of. He has got a functional knowledge of Oracle Database Administration, Oracle Grid Infrastructure, RAC, SQL, PLSQL, Unix, Linux, Oracle PKI, ITIL, and so on. He has won several prestigious awards at Infosys India, including Best Employee Award. And CLA mentored Sudhanshu while he was in India. So it has been how many years now since you came to Australia?
So it's around 3.5 years I have been here.
Uh, how are you
Yeah.
liking Australia?
Yeah, it's a great experience in a foreign land, and it was my first foreign land experience coming from India. So initially, I was a bit nervous how things would turn around, but after securing a job, life has become amazing here. So it's
I'm
really a
just
nice.
curious to know, like, when I came to Australia, some people said that, you're silly, you're migrating to Australia at the age of 42, and what are you going to do there if you don't get a job, this, that. So I had a lot of, I wouldn't say opposition as such, but there was not really so much of motivation from people. So your situation was kind of similar because from what I can see here, both you and your wife were working in India full time. You both were settled in your jobs. Um, so why did you decide to move to another country and that to Australia?
Mhm. Yeah, Rajesh. So that is, I think, a basic thing whenever you are planning to immigrate. So these are kind of, worries, and some people will add their comments like this. So, most of the people step back. But luckily, I would say that, I had a strong passion of going abroad, and, see the work style, culture, the lifestyle, all those kind of things. I was too excited to explore, and this is why I was just looking out for some on-site opportunities in my own organization, but unfortunately those couldn't be fulfilled, so I had a couple of switches. And then I came across, as you might know, Santosh sir. So he was my immigration consultant, and
Yes.
he actually said that if you are looking for something going abroad, and so Australia is a good position, and he actually guided me about the prospects in Australia, about the job prospects,
Wow.
other things. Yeah. And that that helped me, that made my target, give the IELTS exam. And he was constantly mentoring me before I met, before I came here. I met you. He was kind of my mentor about my consultant immigration consultancy.
Yes.
That that paved my way, and I was very positive when he actually mentored me about the prospects in Australia. So that was one of the most motivating factor for me that brought me here and landed me in this place.
Now, one of the questions I often get asked by people who have got a PR visa and they want to come to Australia. This is a very common question, and it's very much relatable to you. That's why I'm asking you this question. And the question is, people say to me, "Well, I'm fully settled here in Australia, in India. I know that I have taken this decision. I want to go to Australia. Should I come? Should I resign my job and then go to Australia, or should I keep this job, look for a job here, come to Australia, look for a job in Australia, and once I find a job, go back to India, and then wind up everything, then come back to Australia?" I'm sure you must be in that
Yeah.
situation as well. What decision did you make and why?
So as you rightly mentioned, it's a hard decision, especially when you are, if you are coming out from college and you are planning to go for studies, you may have a bit of, things that, okay, I can manage. But when you are into some kind of, good organization, and you are thinking about quitting a job, you won't find such inspirations, to go resign and come to Australia and find a job. Many people I have seen and I have listened to stories. They would say that we went there, there was no response from the employers, and then what they did was they came back and rejoined the organization. So yeah, that was one of the thing which was frightening me. And I I mean, I would say just like a normal human being, even I was very skeptical whether I should resign my job, I should go, whether I'll find or not. And it took me, you can understand, it took me around a year. I was, looking around in my own organization if they have any opportunities in Australia and they can put me as a deputy employee here. Unfortunately, that also couldn't turn around. So eventually I thought that, okay, I have to go to Australia because my PR, first entry was there. So I thought,
Hmm.
let's take a risk because it's high time. 1 year, I spent there in India just trying to get calls from Australia to India and finding the jobs from there. But that was not happening, and nor was I getting any, depth. So I said, it's okay. I have to go to Australia. So let me do one thing. Let me quit, go there, look around for some job because that is the when you take a risk, then only you will come to know what the reality is. So I that's one of the reason that's one of the reason that I had to come here. I took that decision. Okay, I'll quit now. It's a high time, and I'll go and search. If things don't work out, then we'll plan accordingly. But let's go and face the battle. That was my whole intention.
And I'm sure this transition or this transformation that you have brought about within you
Yes.
must have made you a much stronger person than what you were earlier.
Yes, I must admit that, yeah, it has. Because, when you're back in India, you have a lot of, support, I would say, as in, you have your friends, your family. So if you are in some situation where you want some feedback, you can take it. But when you come to Australia, you don't know the culture here, the people here, and your friends and family who have not been here, they won't be able to guide you. So you look around for something, someone whom you can rely and who can guide you in tough times. So I must say it's been a lot of transition. Now when I'm settled around 3.5 years, I can say yeah, it's a big transition in myself. I can feel it now.
Wow. You must be feeling very proud of yourself, Sudhanshu.
Yes, it feels bit, whatever you have dreamed of, it turned out and it turned out very well. So I must say, with your guidance and all, it has been a very nice journey.
Oh, thank you. The one question comes to my mind, Sudhanshu, is um, do Australians pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, that's a good question. So actually, when I was in Sydney, so what happens is, there are many immigrants here, all from Europe and Britain. So I would say most of the people pronounce it, but yeah, few people like, who are like from France or, some European nations, they find it hard to pronounce. But yeah, the good thing is they are ready to learn new things. So if you tell them
Yes.
once or twice, they will.
Yes.
And even if I tell them that my short name is, you can call me like this, they would say they would prefer calling me with my full name, which I really
Yes.
liked it.
That's such a wonderful thing.
Yes.
Cool. We got the director of Career Launch Australia congratulating and wishing you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
We also have Siddhant. Congratulations, Sudhanshu. All the best for your career ahead.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
Siddhant is the regular attendee of all our sessions. He
Oh,
wakes up
okay.
at 4 o'clock in the morning. Can you believe it?
Oh, great. That's wonderful.
He
That's
wants to
wonderful.
come to Australia, and he has very high aspirations. The other day, I was doing a
Okay.
session with a lady under the under the Wow umbrella, words of wisdom, and that
Okay.
session was 10 o'clock in the morning our time, because for Mary it was 6 o'clock in the US, 6 o'clock in the evening. So we conducted this session at 10 o'clock in the morning, and to my utter surprise, Siddhant was there at
Oh,
4:30 in the morning, India time.
that's great. That's great.
What a commitment, yeah.
Yes, so if people are, planning to come to Australia, I would say these are the type of sessions, you know, when you
Yes,
attend these kind of sessions, you come to know the world outside. So it's really important. I must say that Siddhant is doing a good job. by attending these sessions. And if he has aspirations, is we are all there to welcome him.
You see, the best thing about these sessions is, number one is they are live.
Yeah,
Number two, they are all real people.
yeah,
So
right,
people who attend these sessions, they have the opportunity to ask questions live.
yeah,
That's what
right.
people have really given. That's a feedback that I have received from people.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah. So before you joined CLS program, you had a lot of challenges, such as low level of self confidence. You were a bit confused about whether should I come to Australia or should I not come to Australia. Should I leave my job and then come, or should I, whatever questions you had.
yes,
So you had a lot of confusion in your mind and maybe overwhelm as well.
yeah,
Inability to take risks. I was one of those. I had never taken any risks in my life because my life was all set. I mean, 42 years old. Why do you want to go to some other country? So time management was one of those things that you had challenge with. Laid back attitude. My question to you is, did CLS program help you in overcoming these challenges as well, in addition to helping you in getting the job?
right, sir. So I must say that I really thank CLA, and especially Rajiv sir. You were always there to mentor me and whatever. Because at this stage, what happens, I had one of the session with you when I was back in India. Santosh sir
Mhm.
referred me to you. I had a session, and that time I was not quite sure when I'm going to travel. So I was just having some uh, I was just exploring for opportunities within my organization, and I was waiting for someone to call me from Australia to India and taking interview. But now those things never happened. So those kind of things, when you are sitting in India and you are trying to find a job in Australia, you don't know what the picture is there in Australian market. And so for a long time, since was not having any clear idea, I couldn't plan myself initially. And when I came here, I just thought that I'll come here, I'll start looking for job. And people, when I interacted with people here, they started giving me suggestions like you should have networking, you should join meetup groups, all those kind of suggestions. So my challenge was basically, as we had our initial discussions. I told you I'm a bit introvert, and having an interaction with strangers, people. When I go to someone whom I don't know and initiating a discussion with them, it's a bit challenge for me. And when I come from India, in India you have a lot of focus on your, I would say, technology areas, and there would be less of interaction with your. I mean, you know, networking might not be so much because most of the I would say the job hunt process in India is quite different to what we have in
Yes,
Australia. And
yes,
when we come here, we have at the back of our mind the style of applying jobs how we used to do in India. We have that same tendency here as well. So people used to tell me you should have an Australian resume. You should. So there were so many things coming in my mind. Initially, I used to go with my Indian pattern resume. I used to modify according to what suggestions my friends or someone or people used to give me, but that did not help me much. And even people used to tell me about the networking and all, and I was it was like a nightmare for me how to go to a strange person and initiate my discussions with them. So I searched for some time, and I didn't get any positive feedback, and that has negative impact on you because you are trying your best and you don't get the response from people. So I knew
yeah,
something. I always used to tell you that sir, I'm putting my effort, but I'm not getting the output. So what I used then, I recalled that I had a discussion with you, and I called up again Santosh sir and I asked him. He said you can talk to him, and he has helped many people here to secure a job, and that is what just tell me, just gave me that confidence. Okay, let me. If I have tried so much things and it's not turning out, so let's go to reach out to you and see how things work. And when I
Yes.
joined your first session, I must say the first session itself was something, instead of looking around, first we have to focus on ourselves. We have to be strong.
Yes.
So you told me about, you gave me that confidence that it's not, and the toughest thing is when you are looking around for job and you have no, you have no experience of finding a job. So what happens is you're looking for, say, I was at Oracle DBA. I was looking for a job and I could see with my job specifications, there would be hundred of more job descriptions. Then I would feel more frightening that I don't have this knowledge, I don't have that knowledge. So I must say that, when I joined the organization, our focus was on building your personality, not building your, the technology. Technology as a, as I would say it's a ongoing process. You cannot do in one day. But personality is something, if you think today that I have to change, right from that moment, you start changing yourself. So that started giving me a positive outlook. So if from that day, I know that I'm going in the right direction. So when I first interacted with you, you showed me all, the contents that we'll be covering. And then, you also told me about the networking skills that we would be covering, the resume and the LinkedIn, all those things, that boosted some positive in me that now I'm going in the right direction. And when you know from inside that you are going in a right direction, and I had somehow got, with sessions that I had, I had got that trust with you that I can tell you my shortcomings, I can tell you my challenges, frankly. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I would say that, it was a family outside India for me.
Thank you so much. And one of the things that we do, Sudhanshu, is we keep all your information absolutely confidential to such an extent that we don't even provide any information to the spouse. Or if it's a fresh graduate just recently passed out, and he wants me to talk to his parents or his father, I say, well, unless you give me a formal permission, I'm not going to be able to talk to your father. And then if they say, that's fine, no problem, that's the time I talk to the parents or with the spouse. Because confidentiality is of, utmost
Exactly.
importance for people. I guess how the way we are unique and very different is that we work on your philosophy, and then once your philosophy changes, then your personality will change automatically, and that transformation, it can be so quick. And that is what our intention is, not to just help you in getting the job, but helping you in getting the job is just one piece of the puzzle that we teach our clients. And that's why I'm always looking at your 360-degree transformation in everything. And I'm so glad that you brought that point up. We have somebody asking a question. Just let me handle this. Do you have any sponsorship visa jobs? Praveen, not sure where you are. If you are in Australia and you already have a sponsor, you already have a work permit, we can help you. If you are overseas, then unfortunately we don't have any avenues to help you with the jobs. So you will need to look for the jobs. You will need to look for the sponsors yourself. And once you get a sponsor, then you don't have to worry about getting the job in Australia. We also have Hita. So congratulations, Sudhanshu and Rajiv sir. Thank you so much, Hita. So true that before reaching Australia, we should start thinking like being in Australia. Yes, absolutely. Seal is the best place to do this. Thank you so much. Hita is one such person. She is waiting for her PR visa.
Yeah.
So she has already applied. She is from IT as well, and she
Yeah.
wants to come to Australia very soon. So as soon as she gets the visa, I think she will jump on the next plane and she will come to Australia. In due
Definitely.
course of time, she is also coaching people. So she has become a coach side by
Okay.
side.
All the best, Sita.
No problem at all. So now, I think, look, this is what I want to do now is um, every time I ask the questions and you answer the questions. I mean, the clients they answer the questions. Instead of that, why don't you go ahead
Yeah.
and take the liberty to talk about anything that has really helped you in this program. Is that okay with you?
Yes, sir. Definitely. So I will share my experience, overall experience in the job hunt, and how came in touch with, how CLA program actually helped me transform myself. And after I, completed my CLA sessions, the change in my mindset when I used to go in the job hunt process. So all those experience I'll share basically. So, as I would say, when I came to Australia, it was a new place and I was a bit scared because, it was my first time when I landed outside India. And, it was a busy place. Everyone was so busy. So, if I had to ask anyone, I used to ping on LinkedIn and I used to ask them if they're available, and I didn't used to get the response from them back. So a bit of nervousness, and you get a lot of uh, you feel start feeling disappointed that people are not so accommodating all. But at the end, what happens is it's all the attributes and all the mindset that's you have in your mind. So if you change your mind and you have a different, you change your outlook, the world changes for you, I must say. And that is
Yes.
what I have learned through CLA sessions, that, at times you may not get response, but don't be disheartened, because, I must say that, you can only do karma and, the fruits are in God's hand
Yes.
eventually.
Yes.
So, and I always used to tell you, Rajiv sir, in the sessions that when you put efforts, you also have to see that your direction in which you are putting efforts is very important.
Yes.
So I must say that the right direction in which I started putting efforts was after your session. So the resume and the networking that I was doing, it was all in a unorganized manner. It was not a very oriented way of doing it. So when I first started your session, you mentored me. I must say that mentally you gave me that positivity that if things are not turning your way, you have to put the efforts. You have to keep putting the efforts. The more you put efforts, the more you start getting outputs. So
Yes.
so that
Did
was one
you?
transformation. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, 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 sir. So that is one of the things, those are the kind of things that actually transform my mindset. The more I use, and then, you gave me a I would say, a systematic approach to networking. So with your sessions, I came to know how should I call the recruiter, and how should I conduct myself with them, how should I ask questions to them. So, and if I have to go for a coffee catch up or something, how should I present myself? All those kind of details I doubt anyone gives here. And whatever people give here, you don't rely much on them because they don't seem to be turning out. But with your sessions, I got that confidence that whatever I'm doing is in a systematic manner. And when I started doing it, I started feeling that confidence in myself.
Do you, when you started looking for the job, just on this point, when you started looking for the job, did you come across any such people, either from our own community or from, any Australians for that matter, or any other person who actually demotivated you instead of motivating you?
uh, so I must say, sir, that I was more demotivated with the as I said, I used to apply for say 100 jobs. I hardly used to get a response from one or two people, and even if I gave an interview, I would never get a response back from them that how my interview went, what is the feedback, and that was one of the major setbacks for me. I must say it created a lot of negativity that either my technical skills are not at par with these Australian people, and I mean Australian market, or I lack in something. I started getting those negative things in my mind. But yeah, few people, as I said, they would say that your Oracle DBA. I was an Oracle DBA, and when I used to go in when I used to go in Indeed or Seek, I used to find my requirements, opportunities there. I would see it was flooded with job descriptions. And I used to, think what all things I should upscale within a, very small amount of time. And people used to say that, the job market here is not so good for you. You should go into, they used to tell me, when you are applying your resume, make it look something you are into this, which is, very much prevalent in Australian market. I used to tell them, see, even if my turn my resume in that way, and the recruiter would ask me questions related to that technology, I wouldn't be confident. So so it becomes tough, uh, you know, trusting people here with their feedbacks. And
Yes.
obviously, the time was flying. You have resigned, and there's going to be some gap in your, uh, job experience. Which, so I was getting all those kind of challenges and fears in my mind.
I remember one particular discussion between you and I, where you said to me that, Rajiv sir, I'm not seeing many jobs on the job portals as such for database administrator, because my field is such a niche field. And on that, I said to you that because you got such a niche field, it means that there is very less competition. And because there is less competition, they are actually looking for somebody like you, but they are not finding you. So your job is to find such people who are looking for you. And then it will be just, you'll be extremely happy in getting the job. And that's exactly what you did. And that worked. It worked so well that you ended up in getting
Absolutely,
the
sir. Absolutely, sir. So that is, that is the kind of mindset transformation that I was referring to. So when you start feeling those negative things from people, that you need to upscale yourself or change your technology, all those kind of things. So these are the things, you come to know that, you know, you still, you are, people are looking actually for, I must say that people look for your, professionalism, they look for your commitment, they look for more for your personality traits before your technology, because they know that you can scale them in technology, but scaling of a person, professionally or personality wise is a big challenge. So I have seen this, if you have some positivity and dedication to your work, they will immediately come to know, and you will be their first choice. I must say that was a mindset transformation I had when I joined CLA.
And one of the things
Yep.
also, Sudhanshu, is that when you go for a job interview, many times
Yep.
it so happens that typically, if you have an experience from overseas, and particularly in the field of IT, you think that getting a job based on your IT skills will be very easy.
Yep.
But that normally is not the case here in Australia,
Yes.
because they are looking at
Yep.
your soft skills. So did you notice that as well yourself, or what did you feel, or what do you believe typically interviewers are looking for in you when they interview you?
So soft skills are definitely very important, because when you interact with recruiters, or when you interact with your interviewers, they will try to make you very comfortable. They won't
Mm.
ask you technology questions at, they just start at the start. They won't start asking you the technical questions. They will make you comfortable, and they will ask you all about, your strengths, the great works that you have done. And I think, when you start interacting with them in a, I must say, when you start interacting with them as a personality, as a positive personality, they start getting good vibes from you. And that is when, they will,
Yes.
even if they put your technical questions, they will be very humble with you. They won't, if you are not able to answer or something, they know you are already nervous. And if they know that you are coming for the first time, they know the pressure you have. So I must say that if you have positivity, and you have that ability in yourself, so the recruiters are, very understanding, and they can even go, even if you are not selected, they have their own networks. They can refer to some uh,
Yes.
other organizations. I must say, the networking skills and all those things, they will definitely be coming, help you once you have that confidence in you.
Yes, absolutely. And you're so right there, because your attitude, your confidence, your passion, Your positivity is absolutely contagious.
So,
So
sir, I
when you
must
take
say,
that to the interview, you will
yeah.
definitely influence them. Sorry, go
So,
ahead.
sorry, sir. So, I was just wanted to share an experience that now, since
Mhm.
there was a time 3 years, 3.5 years back when I used to go for interview, and now my organization trusts me, and they send candidates to me for interview. And when I interview them, I have seen people like, much more experienced than me, and when I interview them, I look for the same attributes: how much soft skills they have, and how committed, and how I mean, I keep the technical skills as second step, but first I would like to have a good vibes on a personality traits. You know, those kind of
What a,
things really matter here.
what a change! What a change! Incredible.
Thank you, sir. So
Did
yeah,
you ever believe when you were in India? Did you ever believe that you will be interviewing candidates in Australia? I mean, that's so interesting.
yes, yes. So I never thought about that, and I interview people like from Canberra and all, and I really feel this is the time when I can use the sessions that I've taken with you. I can use those things to make those interviews, I mean, really memorable.
Wonderful. So proud of you, Sudhanshu. It's not easy. I know it's not easy, but you becoming a benchmark, you setting up, new benchmarks for yourself, becoming a reference point so other people can follow you is a great achievement in life.
Thank you, sir. Thank
I
you.
strongly believe so. And you have been living here for the last, you said 3.5 years now.
Yes.
Do you ever regret of your decision of migrating to Australia?
No, I mean, I feel proud that I took the I took the right bus. So, I mean, I don't have 1% regret. It's all, I can say that it has turned out really well. And whatever things I learned in your program, most of the things I really try to inculcate in my lifestyle. It's not only those sessions, but even if now when I go for an interview, I know the things that I have taken from your sessions. With that mindset, I go in those interviews now.
And I must say this to you and to the viewers as well that Sudhanshu, he loves social service. And let me give you one example. About 3 years ago, it was in 2018, I think, was it? Yes, I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
2018, 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago now. Sudhanshu had just arrived in Australia, and I wanted to do some charity work. And I was just looking for some charity work here in Australia for an Australian organization. And while I was thinking about that, an email arrived in my inbox. It was from Sudhanshu. And Sudhanshu said that I'm already helping a charity in India, in Pune, in India, called Sneha Foundation. Would you? He did not ask me whether I would like to contribute, but he said, I highly recommend you talk to them and so on. So he got me in touch with the CEO of this company, and I talked to her, and then she explained to me about their activity and how they are impacting the lives of so many, um, you know, so many children who don't have money to buy the food or to go to schools and kind of things. So then in 2018, it was only because of Sudhanshu, I decided to work to run the Melbourne Marathon 10 kilometers for this charity. And I raised some funds out of the charity. And you guys will be able to see that video on the YouTube channel of Career Launch Australia as well. So Sudhanshu has been an inspiration to me when it comes to doing some social work. But you were telling me about before, Sudhanshu, that when you are looking for a job or once you get a job in Australia, you should be willing to help other people, isn't it?
Yes, yes, sir. I must say that uh, getting a job in Australia is not easy. You may think in India, sitting in India, we used to think that when you are good in technology, you can get a job anywhere in the world. But it requires a lot of challenges, a lot of efforts, a lot of positivity in you when you land in a foreign land. And it was my first experience. As I mentioned, I was a bit scared with a busy life and the responses I was not getting. So I must say, all these experience when we and during that time, even if I used to meet some person who used to give, because I remember, when I used to go to bank for opening my account, that person who was opening my account in Westpac, he said you will get a job right now. Like, even if some positive words people say, you get
Yes.
some positivity in yourself. So he
Yes.
said this is the time when the banks are doing some closure works and the market, after 1 month the market would open and that would give another level of positivity. So I would say even if you don't help them physically, at least, try to accommodate, in your busy schedule. If someone pings you or connects you with you, help them in whatever way you can, because it's not all the time that you give them a job or help them secure a job is going to help. Even if you give them a positive mindset, it helps them.
And like you said earlier, it's a law of karma. What goes around comes around, isn't it?
Yes, definitely, sir. So that is, I always think that, if I am helping someone, so there would be someone going to help me. And this has really kept me going on and on.
Beautiful. We have Tushar. Congratulations, Sudhanshu and Rajiv, sir.
Thank you, Tushar.
Thank you so much, Tushar. I really appreciate it. So Tushar is somebody I interviewed maybe a couple of months ago now. He came from Dubai and he got a job here as a supply chain manager for Australia and New Zealand, and he has done
Okay,
extremely well. He has
great.
really done so well. I mean, he had experience, but then, as you know, in Australia they always look for, the
Exactly.
local experience and so on. But Tushar has really done extremely well, and now he's expecting his wife to arrive from India at
Great.
any moment, any day from now.
Wow, great.
Right. So I just wanted to ask you one question before we wrap it up.
Yep.
Um, Before you got your first job in Australia, you had these three aspirations. How do I know? I got it from your pre-coaching questionnaire that you submitted earlier on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had these three aspirations: get a good job with good salary package, make a strong network here, so that I can get easily settled here, and feel like home, and upscaling my technical skills as per latest IT market trend, including certifications.
Yeah.
So these were the three areas in which you wanted to improve.
Yes.
Do you believe you have achieved these goals yet?
So few things I have achieved and few things I'm still, in the process of achieving. Say, for example, I have got some good friends here. I have got some really good friends here from my previous organization as well as current organization. And yeah, it feels, I can say that it has become like my second home here. So with people around here coming to my, I mean, meeting at your team party and all, it really feels good when you have some social circle around. Other thing was getting a good job and salary package. So yes, that definitely I can say that, I'm working in one of the good organizations, and one of our leading bank is our the
Right.
client,
Yeah.
and they are very happy with my performance. And uh, a few months back I received a good I must say that, appreciation words from them. So two of these things definitely I can say that I have achieved. And as third point, which is the technology thing, so yes, I'm in the process. I wouldn't say that I have achieved it, because it's like all the time it's a new world of technology. So some bit of it I have, when I joined this organization, I was having few confusions, and I used to go to my team leads and all, and they were very helpful. So yeah, I have definitely scaled up from what I was 3 years back, but still I'm looking for some certifications and upskilling my technologies as per current technology market. That's
Yes.
ongoing process. Yes.
It's an ongoing process. Yes, absolutely. So you landed in Sydney. You moved to Melbourne, and we still haven't met each other because you have just recently come to Melbourne. So we will definitely meet sometime sooner than later.
Sure.
Um, but if you need any help in future, Sudhanshu, feel free to reach out to me. You know that I'm very easily accessible. If there is something that we can do for you, it will be our pleasure. Keep motivating other people who are in your situation. And I really, really, honestly, sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart for you investing your time in doing this live simulcast. I really mean it. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Before I drop off, I must say one thing. I still remember one incident. You were in the hospital, I think. You are not in good health,
Oh
and you have
yeah,
given me commitment that you will prepare my resume because unless my resume was there, I you told me not to update my uh, Indeed and Seek profile. So I was waiting for that, and right, I was not aware that you are there in the hospital and you are working on my resume, and that is one of the, I must say, most esteemed asset that I have right now is your resume. Even the jobs that I apply now is the resume that you have given me that time. So I really appreciate your all your commitment and dedications that you have given.
thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. So, guys, if you are in the situation like Sudhanshu is, or if you are a fresh graduate here in Australia, you have full time ongoing work rights in Australia. Reach out to us. All our details are displayed here on the screen. You can send us an email, or you can send us a WhatsApp message, and we will get back to you. All you need is having an Australian PR, whether you are in Australia or you are overseas and planning to come to Australia now that the borders have opened, or you might be a student who is looking for a job in Australia. Because typically, what I have noticed is our clients, when they come to us at a stage where they have already wasted, I would say, a few months of their life in getting the job here in Australia, and that way, they get frustrated, they are angry, they are demotivated, and kind of thing. So it takes them much longer to get the job in the absence of somebody who can hold their hand and take them from where they are to where they want to go. So if you are one of those people who is looking for a job, most definitely reach out to us. We are quite accessible here at Career Launch Australia. And with that, I say goodbye to everybody, and thank you once again, Sudhanshu.
Thank
And
you, sir.
I will see you guys in the next video very, very soon. So bye for now.
Thank you.